Hello everyone, I am Super CG7, and this is your official Monday Night Raw review for April 20th, 2015. This is my first ever Raw review, and on this Raw review, I'll be doing something a little different, something called the 5-minute recap, where I'll take 5 minutes, I'll go through everything that happened on the show in quick fashion, and afterwards I will give my assessment of the show. So here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Show starts with a steel cage being lowered on the ring. When Randy Orton's music hits, Orton comes out, cuts a promo, basically saying Rollins is a dumb bastard and that the RKO is not the greatest move in his, is not the greatest weapon in his arsenal. The greatest weapon in his arsenal is his ability to maim and inflict pain on his opponent. He goes on to say what he'll do to Rollins in the match. Then Seth Rollins comes out, stands on the stage, and he cuts a promo, basically saying that Randy Orton will not walk out of Extreme Rules WWE Champion, and that Orton should get it out of his system. Orton counters by saying he'll get it out of his system by RKOing everyone that he comes across, and that by the end of the night, Rollins will be RKO'd as well. This would be the theme of the night, so pay attention to that. Right after that, you get a match between Dean Ambrose and Luke Harper. It was a back and forth, basically a fist fight, boiled outside of the ring. They battled up the ramp, ended in a double countout. They continued the battle until they got to the ring stage. Luke Harper teased throwing Ambrose off the stage. Ambrose fights out. Luke Harper bails, and the segment ends there. Afterwards, you see a backstage promo. You see a backstage segment where Seth Rollins and J&J Security are basically looking over their shoulders, still concerned about what Orton said earlier. After a humorous encounter with the primetime players, they run into Triple H. Rollins tells Triple H about the situation between Orton and asks him about the situation with Kane. Triple H says that he will handle Kane when the time is right. And when Rollins asks for more security, Triple H said Orton is just one guy. Next, you get the tag team match between Lucha Dragons and New Day. It was a pretty nice match, back and forth. New Day ended up winning it via countout when Xavier Woods holds Sin Cara's leg from under the ring, preventing him from getting back in the ring in time. New Day advances to Extreme Rules to face Cesaro and Kid for the tag team titles. After the match, Randy Orton comes out, RKO's Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods, and Big E bails walking up the ramp. And that's how that ends. After this, you get Fandango versus Curtis Axel. Real quick match. Didn't last all that long. Fandango got the win, and he did his little fandangoing thing, which was played out a year ago. So that's that. After this, you get Triple H coming out to the ring, promoting the returning TV show Tough Enough. Right after Kane comes out to the ring, basically saying that he's tired of dealing with Rollins and that he's handing in his resignation as Director of Operations. Triple H tries to change his mind. Seth Rollins comes out, taking offense to what Kane said. The two go back and forth, and Kane basically tells Seth Rollins that anybody could be made champion by the Authority. They could have even made El Torito champion, which was a hilarious comment. Triple H stops them and basically says that in this match at Extreme Rules, Kane will be the guardian of the gate for their steel cage match between Rollins and Orton, which, whatever that means, and that the two need to get on the same page. And that segment ends there. Later on, you see Kane and Rollins backstage arguing once more. Triple H breaks that up. Triple H says that Kane is corporate and the Hellfire and Brimstone is gone. Kane says, yes, he is still Hellfire and Brimstone, and he'll reprove it. Then, Triple H turns his attention to Rollins and books him in a match later tonight against Dolph Ziggler. After that, you get a match between Naomi and Brie Bella. Pretty quick match. Fairly nice Divas match. The first match Naomi ever wrestled, being a heel. Naomi gets the win with the rear view over Brie Bella with Nikki Bella at ringside. And hopefully Naomi gets a title match. Backstage, there's a brief segment with Heath Slater bragging to Eric Rowan that he's going to challenge John Cena in the U.S. Open. Eric Rowan leaves. Heath Slater kind of gloats a bit, and then he gets RKO'd out of nowhere through a table. And that was hilarious. Next up, Roman Reigns comes out and basically says he doesn't want to talk, he wants to fight, and the Big Show should come out. Instead, Bo Dallas comes out, and Bo Dallas antagonizes Reigns, saying that he was a bust, and he stole one of my lines, actually, saying Roman Reigns is the Tim Tebow of WWE, and I've been saying for months that Daniel Bryan was the Tim Tebow of WWE, but that's another story. Anyway, he tells Roman Reigns that he should believe, and he is met with a Superman punch and a spear, and Reigns tells Bo Dallas that he should believe that. Okay, next up, we get a match between Sheamus and Zack Ryder. Really, it wasn't much of a match at all. Sheamus just beat the crap out of Zack Ryder for a couple minutes. It was complete domination until Ziggler came out, hit Sheamus with a zigzag. Sheamus wins via DQ, and that's how that ends. Later, John Cena comes out, talks about his Russian chain match with Rusev at Extreme Rules, then initiates his U.S. Championship Open, and the man to accept the challenge tonight is Kane. So it's Kane versus Cena for the U.S. title. This match was pretty good. Despite the fact that these guys have wrestled each other quite a bit, it was mostly dominated by Kane. Kane got all the moves in, but Cena, he came out victorious in the end with the AA countering the Tombstone, and he gets the quick pinfall. Of course, much to the dismay of Kane, who goes to the backstage once again frustrated. Soon after that, we get an interview backstage with The Miz, who talks about his up-and-coming match against Mizdow. Of course, that interview is quickly interrupted when they switch over to Cena being interviewed, who talks about his match, and then suddenly he is attacked backstage by Rusev. Rusev attacks him, beats him down, and hits uses the accolade on him, but uses the chain to pull back on his face and his neck, basically sending a message for their match at Extreme Rules. Let's see. Next up, we get the match between The Miz and Mizdow. This match was fairly quick. It was a back and forth as usual, with later Mizdow getting the advantage, and then Summer Rae, or as I like to call her, Slutty Rae, rakes the eyes of Mizdow, allowing Miz to get the advantage, hits the skull-crushing finale, and he gets the win, and thus he keeps the Miz brand. So Summer Rae, Slutty Rae, has turns on Mizdow. And as Miz is saying to the crowd that he is awesome, Randy Orton comes out, RKO's hit. And that's that. Next, we get a Bray Wyatt promo, another eerie promo, where he's basically referencing a person whose identity is yet to be known. Apparently somebody who likes to lift weights and whatnot. So we'll see where that goes. Afterwards, we get a match between Ryback and Adam Rose. The match was quick. Ryback made quick work of Adam Rose. After the match, two Rosebuds got in the ring, attempted to attack Ryback. Ryback met them and hit them both with shell shocks for their efforts. A little later, we see Kane being interviewed, and apparently on social media, a conversation, a tweet or something that J&J Security brought up was brought to his attention. He goes, he seeks out Rollins and Triple H and J&J Security. He confronts them about it. There's a brief argument, and Rollins apologizes for everything he's done, and he dedicates his match tonight to Kane, and that's the end of the segment. So then, finally, you get the main event of the night between Seth Rollins and Dolph Ziggler. This match was a pretty nice match, back and forth, lasted about 10 minutes. Pretty good match, fast-paced match. You expect that from these two guys. The match ends when Sheamus comes down the ramp, teases coming in the ring. Ziggler distracted, allowing Rollins to get the advantage. Hits a powerbomb in the corner, followed by a new move in Rollins' arsenal, looked like an inverted DDT, and Rollins gets the win. After the match, Rollins talks about, being the future once again of the WWE, and then WWE Champion Triple H comes out saying that, and gets in the ring saying that Rollins will be the next guy, and he will beat Orton at Extreme Rules. Seth Rollins goes on to once again bring up Kane, saying that Kane was wrong, saying that, basically talking stuff about Kane again. Kane comes down the ramp, Triple H cuts him off. Rollins yells for the cage to be lowered to kind of shield Rollins, to protect him from Kane. As the cage is being lowered, however, Rollins turns around to find that Randy Orton has entered the ring, and now Seth Rollins is trapped alone in the ring with Randy Orton. Rollins attempts to escape. Orton cuts him off, beats him down, and as Rollins is trying to escape, Orton pulls him down into an RKO. A nice-looking RKO in the middle of the ring, emphatically ending the show. And that is how the show ends. Okay, now, I know that's probably longer than 5 minutes, but this is my first Raw review, and I'm probably not going to be crisp and all. Anyway, my thoughts on the show were kind of fell flat to me, but then again, every Raw before a pay-per-view kind of falls flat the last couple of years. Nothing really stood out. I mean, it was pretty much same old for Monday Night Raw. What stood out? I think this is kind of the night of the jobbers. I mean, if you look at the night, a lot of jobbers made appearances. I mean, you look at the match between Fandango and Curtis Axel. Curtis Axel jobbing to everybody. Fandango was a jobber, yet he won the match. That little fandangoing thing, which is annoying. You had Sheamus versus Zack Ryder. Zack Ryder wrestling on Raw. How long has that been since that's happened? And you got Bo Dallas returning. Bo Dallas, he's kind of a jobber to me. Then you got Ryback and Adam Rose. Adam Rose, in my opinion, is a jobber. And it was just, then you had this Heath Slater thing backstage. it was the return of the jobbers, basically. I'll call it the night of the night of the returning jobbers. So that's what Raw seemed like to me. This whole back and forth thing between Kane and Seth Rollins is kind of annoying. I really wish the Authority would break up already. I really wish Kane would just kind of turn on the Authority. I wish Big Show would turn on the Authority and then get a title shot. I think I'm going to do a fantasy WWE booking in the future where I'm going to state what changes I would like to make if I were running WWE, if I were doing the booking, if I were making the matches and the feuds and whatnot. That would seem like fun. I think I would have fun with that. There are a lot of changes I would make, one of which would be breaking up the Authority. Nothing else really stood out to me in terms of the show. Like I said, it was pretty much same old, same old. The return of Tough Enough should be interesting. Maybe I'll make a video, and maybe I'll make my own tryout video. I mean, I'm no bodybuilder or nothing, but hell, I'll give it a shot. Anyway, oh yeah, one more thing. New Day. Not sure why everybody hates New Day. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm just out of touch. I do hope Orton gets the title in the future. It probably won't be this soon because they're trying to build Rollins, but I do hope Orton gets the title. I think that's it for now. Anyway, that was my first ever Raw review. I hope you enjoyed it. Yeah, I think that's it for now. Stay tuned. Next week, I'll be doing another Raw review. I'll be doing ROH reviews. Maybe I'll do some TNA reviews in the future. So, again, hope you enjoyed this. I'm Super CG7, the new face of the YWC, and that's all for this Raw review. Thank you very much, and have a good day.